Hello everyone, Susan here. I decided to go ahead and try and do another video while I had everything working. The tripod, the camera, me. So here is my latest project. I really have had a wonderful time making this. And I was inspired to do this by Crafty Irina. She's here on YouTube. Most of us know her and watch her every day almost with her. She has a video up that's new, very prolific. And she had sent me some shoe polish. She was doing a journal and she was shoe polishing the edges instead of using the distress ink. And I just had to try it. It just looked like it was fun. I wasn't sure how it was going to turn out, but I love it. And as you go through, the shoe polish odor fades. And what you're left with is with a journal that smells vintage. It smells like leather. It's really quite fascinating to me, and I'll probably do another one. It does take time go around all those edges, but I'll show you. So I made this out of an I believe this was out of a book cover. I don't remember now whether, I think it is out of a book cover. And I love this owl, and I was going to do a swap of feathers and felts, but I just couldn't get the journals done in time. I made the mistake of doing like 7 or 8 swaps within like a 6-week period, which is crazy. I don't know what I was thinking of, but so I canceled that swap, and this is the one that I had started, and this is the result. I love it so much, I'm gonna keep it for myself. So this is a picture of an owl, which would represent the feathers, and then on the back I have the cowgirl with her felt hat on. So everything in here is kind of westerny. And this is a metallic paint. First I put the textbook page, and then I put metallic paint over it, and that's kind of gives it that shine. Added some burlap lace. Did the twine binding through the little eyelets. There's 3 signatures in here, but they're very fat. I did this little charm. I don't know if you call it a charm, it's a dangle anyway. And I just put found objects. I had a whole pile of metal. So I just started pulling through looking for things that were brown and gold and black to go with this. And then I had to put this little warch head, which is the little touch of red in it. Put some of my little skulls, silver skulls, and I call these zebra beads. But even though they're not white and black, but I like them, they're gold and black. An old ring that I found at the antique store that has a cross on it. And I was born and raised Catholic, and in the Catholic religion we used to put skulls on every crucifix, every cross, as a representing Christ's triumph over death. So that's where my fascination with the skulls and crosses and all that comes in. Religious background. Okay, so let's look. And then of course here's a skull here, which is beautiful. One silver and kind of rusty gold here, and gold there. Little tag that says breathe, passion. Little arrow says journey, and then some little dangles. And this was actually an earring that I got at the thrift store. I thought it was so pretty. Just attach that there. So there we go. And for the closure, I have a doorknob, a drawer pull, whatever you want to call it. It's not a doorknob, it's not big enough, but it's a drawer pull. And it had this gold, I don't know if you can see it, but it had this kind of gold swirls in it, which with a touch of blue and a touch of green in there, which I thought was just beautiful. And it's very fat. All of mine end up being fat. I'm going to try going into this next group of journals that I'm making not to have alligator mouths. I'm going to stop putting so much ephemera and pockets in there and try to see if I can't have some that are just normal, closed, normal. Wish me luck. And then that's the top. And the bottom. I don't know what I did before seam binding. What did we do? And then I have a chain closure, which I saw on another one of the ladies on Junk Journal Junkies did this. I can't remember who it was, but I think it was Brenda Telsma. And I did a swap with her, and she had a bunch of dangles coming across here too. If I remember, I could be wrong on that one. I think she had dangles, now that I'm thinking about it, on each of her tabs. But anyway, this is not my idea. This was someone else's that I saw. And I just added a little heart, little gold heart to it. And you just lift it off. It has a little loop. That's how it opens. Let's go inside. On the inside cover, there's a picture of the felt hat and the horse. And it says ride, because life is a ride. Added some trim here. Proud to be a small town girl. Now, I am not a small town girl. I have lived in a small town now for 35 years, but I was raised in Houston. I've already started adding some of my own ephemera in here, and this is my grandson, who now has a baby brother who's 3 months old. So I'm going to have to start putting some pictures of the littlest one in here too. This is Jackson. And then here's Jackson riding a horse, which I thought was perfect for this journal. And that's my son and his wife and Jackson. And next to it, horse, out of a magazine, which I thought was appropriate. Try to turn it this way, maybe you can see it better. Not sure. Little tuck spot, horses. And I put in a lot of tea-dyed textbook papers that I actually think this was dictionary. Started cutting out some pictures of family to put in. And here is the first page where I actually used that shoe polish idea of Irene. See how old it looks? It's great. And what I did is I had put the pages in, and then I went back and cut out textbook pages and tore them, put those on. Then I went back and did the shoe polish. So these pages they're thick. They're actually 3 layers, front, back of textbook, plus the original, which is down here, and I got it out of a 3-ring binder, just an old manual. So they all have the 3 holes in it. So wherever there was a hole, I just tied a little seam binding on it for decoration. There's Jackson. Little flip. And I can just write all this. And I write on anything that's writable. So if I can write on this, I haven't tried it yet, then I will write all the way from the top all the way across. I read somewhere about the hidden writing. If you don't want people to read your thoughts, write on top of text that's already there, and it makes it harder to read. Flip. And here is a pocket that one of the ladies in one of the swaps sent me, and I just loved it. It's an old letter written by somebody, and she made a pocket out of it, sewed the sides and added the bling. So of course I made it a picture pocket. There's my son and grandson. They're cooking. They're cooking. They're smelling it to see if it smells right. It looks like garlic cooking in there. My son John is an excellent gourmet cook. I can't cook beans. And then here, here's another one of these thick pages. And here, I've bought one of those little Instamatic printers that make these little 3x4. That's not even a 3x4. I think it's a 3x2. Whatever size, a little small. You take the pictures off your phone and you print them out. Some kind of little Instamatic printer. And I did like 10 of them. And then I put it up. So for safekeeping, now I can't find it. So when I find it again, I'll start adding more. But made little flips out of them. course, here's the little dangles that I made with the paper clips. And then here's out of the magazine. I made a little pocket, put some paper in. This is a bead, mother of pearl long bead. I thought it was cute. Put in there. And I took a bunch of poems out of a book that was written by Native Americans and placed them periodically throughout the journal because I really liked them. And here's Buffalo Bill, the flap, flips out, and here's Cowboy Boot on a paper clip that one of the ladies gave me in a swap that they had glued little crocheted flowers on. Flip out on the textbook page, closes it up. The little boot dangle. Some stickers. Just love the way this feels. I wish y'all could feel it. It's thick and it just feels wonderful. Little tuck spot back here. Some Western little tags. It looks like Annie Oakley shooting a gun. They're business cards, but they're just perfect for this. WC Mercantile in Navasota, which is close by. Couldn't have been more perfect. Pictures out of a magazine, washi taped in. Here is another Native American picture, which I thought was really drawing. Beautiful. More magazine. This beautiful purple color. This is my oldest son with my grandson. Made a little hidden spot here. And I'll just write all around it. Another Native American picture. Journal spots, journal spots. This is out of the magazine, little teepee. There's my grandson in this flip out. He is a daredevil, and that's my son holding him up. Straight up in the air, and he's just laughing, thinks it's so much fun. I'm scared to death. Here's another little picture out of a magazine. Here's one of those little Instamatic. I'm not sure what they're called. Y'all all probably know. There's my son to my granddaughters. Goes like that. Tuck spot, little flip out actually. I'll put a little paper clip or something here to hold that once I get something in here. The Texas magazine, of course. Here's a little fold out, which I thought was pretty. And I'll just write directly on the magazine or put 3 pictures in there. And here is a horse's butt. We won't go into why I put that in there, but and here's a little tuck spot in that, a beautiful horse, Palomino. Tuck spot on that side too. Paper clips, hold it in. Isn't that a beautiful thing? Just gorgeous. Tea-dye paper. Here's another Native American. Black and white photo. Journal spots. Tea-dyed paper and journal spots. Here's a picture, another family picture of my granddaughters. And I like the idea of not just having all the pictures square, so I just cut them out and around, washi tape them in right behind them. This is tea-dyed book paper. Looks like it also did a little distress on it. I like the old look of it. It's not that it's anything to do with Native American, but I like that. And I printed out a picture of my sister, myself, and my mom on one of those little pictures. Folded up 2 old textbook pages to write on in here. A little pocket, side pocket. Journal spots. journal spots. Here is another Native American picture. My family on my dad's side is Cherokee. Originally from Texas, my dad's family, and his father was German. That's where the Zedlitz come in at. So I've always been fascinated with the Native American heritage. My dad, though, he went to one of those, his mother had gone to one of those schools where you kind of, you weren't allowed to speak your native tongue and all that, so it's kind of a little sad story, but I'm fascinated by it. I don't pretend to be knowledgeable, but I love it. Horse. Both my granddaughters are horse people. They just love the horses. He's out of a magazine. Had the bear and the deer, which I thought was neat for this journal. Another poem, Moon When Deer Drop Their Horns. Winnebago Indian story. Beautiful pictures. Wild Rice Moon. Another story. Journal spot. Another horse, which I thought was really quite pretty. He died. And this is a little fold out, but this right here, Irene, Crafty Irina, was in a pocket swap, a tag and pocket swap put on by Junk Journal Junkies, and Lori on there did the, forget Lori's last name, sorry Lori, but she did the swap, and she partnered up, me and Irene, and we sent each other tags, and she sent me the most beautiful tags, humongous tags. Would you look at that? Humongous. Inside the pocket is a folded up music sheet that is just gorgeous, and then she added a little tuck spot with the doily. She also added textbook paper